Hey folks, welcome to Bytes, and today we're going to be going over setting up your website for conversions. This is a very important topic for this day and age. A lot of us have a lot of traffic to our websites, and a lot of us also ask the question at the end of the month, well, how did I get so much traffic to my website, but I didn't actually get any phone calls or form fills for my product and service? It's not just about having a beautifully laid out, pretty website anymore. There's a lot more to it than that. So that's what we're going to go over today. The first step, however, is defining your lead types and your objectives. So what do I mean by this? We're going to get a lot of traffic to our website. Some of them are going to be near-term sales opportunities, and some might be that they're interested, but it's a longer-term sales process. So we want to develop a website that speaks to both lead segments. The first is a sales qualified lead. Sales qualified leads are bottom of the funnel opportunities. They're ready to purchase. They may be shopping a little bit, but they're at the point that they actually want to subscribe or buy your product or service. So ask yourself the question, what page or pages will sales qualified leads be most likely to actually land on to actually make their path to purchase? It's a great question to ask yourself when thinking about sales qualified leads and how you set up your website for conversions. The next is marketing qualified leads. Marketing qualified leads are certainly leads, but their sales cycle is more often than not going to be longer term. These are folks that might be interested in your products or services. They're interested in your company and what you have to offer, but they need a little bit more convincing. Maybe the timing's not right. So what pages are those particular consumers going to land on? Maybe it's a blog page. Maybe they're interested in downloading a white paper. So how are you going to treat those marketing qualified leads? Making sure that you're setting up specific pages that they're going to frequent with call to actions and actual conversion mechanisms that keep them in the funnel and keep them engaged. The whole goal of defining lead types and objectives is to understand how you're going to develop your funnel and how you're going to manage those leads throughout the process. The second step is traffic segmentation. So you're going to get a lot of traffic to your website. They're going to come from different sources. The first is paid. Let's just say that you have a pay-per-click campaign out there, or maybe you have a social advertising campaign. And let's also assume that there's a product or service specific message on the advertisement. My recommendation is to send that traffic to a product or service specific landing page so that the content on that page is relevant to the ad that they actually clicked on. This is going to be very important, and it's going to increase your conversion rates. The next is organic. We all know what organic traffic is. It's going to Google, Yahoo, Bing, making a search, clicking on an organic listing. This is something that we can't control all the time, but organic is going to need to go and does go to your main website. And then the last is marketing. So marketing is a very broad subject. So let's just take one example, which could be an online branding campaign. Maybe it's a display campaign. And you want, because it's a branding campaign, for all of that traffic just to go to your main website. That's one avenue. But let's also consider that one of your marketing efforts is email marketing. And maybe there's a product or service specific message or an offer to your current customers. My recommendation in that case is just like a paid advertisement campaign, to send all that traffic to a product or service specific landing page. Again, it's going to increase your conversion rates because of this right here. It's going to be more relevant for your audience. All right, now on to number 3, which is content creation. We all understand how important content is for our website in today's environment. We need to be able to communicate clearly and actually keep our consumers engaged with great content. So it's very important, but what I'm trying to specifically recommend today is pay attention to the content on your home page, because this is the first place where people are going to land, or your landing page if it's paid traffic. So you need to really answer these 3 main questions. What's your business about? Making that front and center on your home page or your landing page is really important, because you want to capture the attention of your audience right when they hit your website or landing page. The next is, how are you different? So consumers in today's environment have more power than ever to shop around and gather information and absorb it. So it's very important, really above the fold, right when people hit your landing page or website, what's different about your company? What's the advantage that you have over your competitors? Again, that's going to help you to capture that lead, convert website visitors. And the last is, have you set clear expectations? If you're a small business service, speak small business language. If you're an enterprise solution provider, speak enterprise service language. This is important because you want to be able to not just bring in conversions and leads, but bring in qualified conversions and leads. All of this is geared towards grabbing attention and engaging. Again, right when someone lands on your landing page or website, capture them with really good content that brings them in and allows them to spend more time on your pages. So next are call to actions, so CTAs. There are a couple standards that you really need to consider here. The first is, don't be afraid to ask your visitors to convert. So having form fills, having different mechanisms where you're actually asking them to take a next step is important, and you shouldn't be afraid to do it. But here's the kicker. That ask should really be relevant to the content and the page that they're actually on. For instance, if you're selling a specific product or service, maybe you want to ask them, fill out this form for more information on this product or service, or call us today for this service that's relevant to the page that they're on. This is going to increase your conversion rates. So we shouldn't be scared to ask people to convert, but make sure that that conversion ask is relevant to the actual page that they're on. Again, this is to capitalize on all of the opportunities that are on your website. Now on to number 5, provide conversion options. In today's environment, so many of us are on the go. Some of us don't even like talking on the phone or to a human being anymore. So we want to provide these consumers options to convert however they would like to convert or communicate. The first is a form fill. So always having these strategically placed on certain pages of your website can be important because people want information or resources. They may just not be able to chat or talk about it right then. Phone call is always important, and the chat feature, which is something that's being widely adopted right now, is really important for those consumers who want information and answers right now. The next is something that's a little bit unique, but I think for small business owners who are service-based, they may be out on the field working, but they want to be able to control the entire conversion or lead process, is to actually put a phone number on the website to ask people to text. We see oftentimes with very small service-based business, they lose opportunities because people call them on their cell phones while they're out working, they can't get to it, and people don't feel comfortable in today's environment leaving messages all the time. They want something now. So putting in a text phone number on your website or landing page for a small localized service-based business is something that you might want to consider. And again, this is so that you can capture the greatest number of conversions through that process. Now on to number 6, which is the last, test. Do A/B testing. This is very, very important because the first version that you put out there is probably not going to be your best version. So think about this. Put landing pages out there, put website pages out there, capture information, understand your conversion rates and if they're qualified or not, and then change images, change text, change your call to actions, and then measure again. And continue to do that to try to refine the process so that you can get the best conversion rates with the highest quality leads possible. But it's all about testing, measuring, so that you can improve and then you can scale. And that's really important. And the last component, which is an overarching theme for all of the things that we've talked about today, is be fast. When someone is visiting your website, make sure that it loads quickly. You don't want somebody opening up your website or clicking on your website, whether it's a desktop or on mobile, and it loading so slow that they decide to hit the back button and bounce. For you to be able to actually use any of this and to capture as many leads as possible, you need to make sure your website's fast, that people aren't saying, this is too slow, I'm bouncing. So for this edition of Bell Bytes, thank you guys. Until next time.